become closer towards more socialized governmental stuff. And one of the biggest things that are coming right now in our break in society with America, and why it's going to be important to have your family and everything and knowing your path and sticking together, is this place is about to go through its own civil war and Revolutionary War and World War II at the same time. Because all the planets are there. Last time the Revolutionary War, Pluto and Capricorn into Aquarius. That's happening in the next 6 years. Actually, 5 years. Uranus moving from Taurus into Gemini. That's also happening in this next cycle. Not exact, but the same things that built us up to it. The other major one was Neptune and Pisces during the Civil War. They're all happening at the same time. And when you look at the charts of America, whether that's the Declaration of Independence or whether that's the chart of DC itself, both charts are about to go through hell and back. Because this Pluto-Saturn conjunction and all this stuff is opposing both Cancers. Cancer suns. DC is a 24-degree Cancer, and then July 4th has been this, 16-degree Cancer that's been going through hell with the Pluto-Uranus square. But it's not even ready to go through its biggest stuff yet because it's about to have its Pluto return. And a lot of people have a debate whether it's a Sagittarius rising or a Gemini rising. But every time Uranus comes into Gemini, holy fuck, because it opposes or conjuncts that rising. And Uranus was returning because it was Uranus in Gemini. And holy cow, we're about to go through a Pluto conjunction or a redo while a Uranus, comeback is coming. So if you just look, it's going to be so important for us spiritual communities to find home and to rebuild a better foundation for us all to feel secure in. I'm not saying that you should be scared, because I don't think that this is going to be scary, like, oh my God, America's being torn down, or, like that movie with like Korea coming in and dropping in. I don't think that stuff's going down. But when it comes to the electrical grids, which is Aquarius and Pluto's coming in. And because all of 2019 is about structures, those structures are old. Technology is actually about to reach everybody thinks technology is about to explode. But the truth is we're built on an old grid from the 18th and 19th century. And we're trying to go into the 21st century. And do you really think the technology is going to be able to handle the way that we do energy and all that stuff? No. There's going to be a stop where we realize, holy shit, in order for us to do this, we need to fix all that stuff. So whether that's attacks on the electrical grid or attacks on our internet or attacks on things that make us need to remember where we have a home. Because right now, if all that were to happen, guess what? Where would you go? So I'm not trying to give the survivalist this whole more ammunition, because I don't think it's going to be that. But I definitely feel like it's if you have your spiritual home and everybody has the same goal and everybody's in the same place and supporting each other and has a right foundation, you can get through much easier than feeling scattered and don't know where to go. And when I hate to use the term chaos, but Aquarius is the home of chaos. But in the middle of chaos is always the most peaceful space at the same time. And I feel that we can all find that in this room during the most chaotic times that we're about to reach by everything that we were talking about today. Does that all make sense? Because I think all of us are so aware now, and all of us really have this great awareness spiritually and are so awake to where we're able to finally really go, you know what? I know how I can deal with these crazy things that the world's going to go through. I have my unit. I have my awareness. I know where I'm going. I know these tough choices I got to make in 2018 at the end of the year in order to make sure I'm on that path so I can stay on that direction and go. Because if you do go, I feel the universe has got everybody's back in the right direction because you're going with where the universe is going. You'll be fine. But when you look at this weird future about electrical grids and water especially, those are going to be the most major things that are going to be changing. And when you're dealing with a country, and you know, it's really going to be whoever is president in 2020, because every 0 year, except for Bush, I don't know how he got out of that one, but a president gets shot or killed or dies in office, except Reagan in 1980 was shot, but he survived. And then, of course, he had Joan Quigley, the awesome astrologer, and Nancy said, "You're listening to an astrologer now." And Reagan survived through having an astrologer plan every plane ride on Air Force One and every meeting and everything. That's a true story. You can watch it on YouTube and watch all the videos about it, and even Nancy talking about it. But 2020, with Jupiter-Saturn conjunct, is that every time that president comes in, when Jupiter and Saturn come around, everybody's like, what the fuck? So when Reagan came in 1980, he was hated. When he made his tax cuts and everything, he was so hated he got shot. When Kennedy came in this 1960 with the last Jupiter-Saturn before that, he tried to do things. He got shot. So don't let the president right now fool you, where whoever becomes president in 2020, that's the one that will, whether it's Trump or whether it's not or someone different, that's the one that's going to trigger this shit. So you all got some time. I think that when we look at 2018 and we reflect back at the end of this year, we're going to realize that this was a year to properly set ourselves up. And to not deny ourselves of our true being, our true feeling, our true senses, our true knowing. That's the ultimate test, is our spiritual knowing. Because if we deny that spiritual knowing, then we are not following our true essence of ourself. And we are not trusting that higher power that is sending us the message of reflection of the confirmation of that knowing. And I think that's the scariest part, is whether or not we want to listen to that truth that is being told only deep within of ourselves right now. And we are seeing the visions of what to do. And we are becoming more clairvoyant and more psychic than we ever have in our lives at this dear moment right now. But everybody's holding that movie like an old blockbuster back here and just not talking about it and not bringing out the movies and pushing play and showing people. Everybody's a little afraid because it's so new and it's so intense and it's so powerful. And there are going to be unhappy people because of whatever you choose. You are going to deal with sensitivities of the yin-yang and have to do some of the toughest calls of your life. Sounds fun, right?